Hi, it's Crystal here, your nature inspired relationship coach, and today's coaching video for you is for those of you who feel overwhelmed sometimes by the problems in your relationship. So the moments where you feel like there are so many different issues to tackle that it's really hard for you to know where to start, or that actually you have a sense that there's something not quite right in your relationship. Maybe you're struggling to communicate, maybe you're struggling to connect in the ways that you once did, and it's really difficult for you to know why that is. And sometimes I'll see couples for relationship coaching with just those kinds of issues, but it's really hard for them to know when they think back when things started to go wrong, or exactly what the issues are that they need to tackle in order to get back that loving, deep connection. The first thing I want to do is just to really reassure you that if you're feeling overwhelmed by your relationship, or you feel that you really don't know where to start, there's nothing wrong with that. That happens. It can be a really normal part of being in a relationship with somebody. And it's really easy to feel overwhelmed when our emotions are involved, because when our emotions are involved, it's really difficult to see things clearly. It's really difficult to see things rationally and to really think about what it is that we really need to do. So I don't know if you get the sense when you're even panicking about something that it's really hard for you to think straight, isn't it? When you're under lots of stress and pressure, it's really hard for you to see things clearly. So it's really not unusual, if you are feeling overwhelmed with the issues in your relationship, to just have that feeling of not even knowing where to start. So I want to give you some pointers today to really help you to know what to do when you're feeling overwhelmed in your relationship. So one of the first things to do in your relationship is to have a goal or a relationship vision. So where are you and your partner going? What are the things that are important to you? What are the things that are important to your partner? And work out whether those things that are important to each of you match up. So that could be in terms of what values you hold very dear. Do they match your partner's? What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Are things like marriage and children important to you? Are other commitments like moving in together, are they important to you, or maybe not? What do you want for your career in the future? Do you want to travel more? There are so many different things to think about. And you know what it is that you want for your own personal, spiritual, emotional, intellectual development, and do those align as well? So there are so many different things to consider, but if you actually sit down and have a discussion with your partner about your hopes, your dreams for the future and your wishes, actually that can put a really positive, exciting spin on your relationship, and you can very quickly establish what the goals you have are in your relationship. And ideally you want to have goals that match up with each other's. And then from those goals you can create a vision for your relationship, so that when things are feeling quite difficult, or when you're feeling like you really don't know where things are going, you can think of that vision as something to motivate and guide you and inspire you. Now, that vision actually helping to guide you is actually a really crucial part of what I'm trying to say to you. It's a really crucial part of actually building the foundation of your relationship, because your vision will determine what path you're on. So in other words, it's thinking with your partner about where you're going together and how you're both going to get there. So it's the vision and the pathway to achieve that vision. And then if you think about nature, and the reason that this is so important, because in nature things are always moving. It's like a journey that you go on. It's a journey into the wilderness. You don't know what's going to come up in front of you. You don't know what challenges or obstacles you're going to meet along the way. But in nature, one thing's for sure is that things just keep on moving and they never stop. They're always transforming, they're always growing, and they're always evolving. The other thing about nature, everything moves on purpose. So there's always a reason for everything. There's always a point to everything happening in nature. And so it's having that sense of purpose in your relationship. That is where you're going to align yourselves with. That's where you get alignment and clarity. Where are you going? Why are you going there? Why is that important to you? And how are you going to get there? Once you've managed to set your vision and your goal and think about what pathway you're going to be on to get there, it's really important to think about the things that you might do that might pull you off track. So how are you going to stay on track? So is it being aware of things you might do to sabotage that? So might you sabotage that through poor communication, or selfish behaviour, or a lack of consideration for each other, Or might it be something like not managing your finances properly? Because once you've set your relationship vision, then everything that you do in your relationship, every interaction you have together should be in alignment with your relationship vision. And if it's not, then actually maybe you need to think about adjusting what it is that you're doing. Maybe you need to adjust your interaction with each other. So basically this alignment and clarity of where you're going should affect every single interaction that you have. So the next time you're struggling with the communication with your partner, for example, or you're feeling like you're really not connecting in that way, ask yourself, is the way that I'm talking to my partner really in alignment with my vision, if my vision is to be emotionally close? If you're mismanaging finances or spending too much money in one area when you're trying to save for a house deposit, just really ask yourself, is what I'm doing in alignment with my vision for our relationship? If you're struggling in your career, if you are struggling to maintain certain family connections or friendships, just ask yourself, is this in line with our relationship vision? And that can be your guide. So when things get really difficult and overwhelming, you have a beacon of light that you can both turn to, something to refer to. It's like having a manifesto, so that if you're in doubt, just ask yourself, is this in alignment with our values? Is this in alignment with where we're going and where we're headed? And if it's not, maybe you need to reconsider whether you disregard that, whether that's disregarding poor communication, changing your priorities, not attaching so much importance to things that don't matter and getting caught up in the small stuff. Maybe it's about rechanneling your finances, and this revision needs to be reviewed over and over again with you and your partner. You need to be able to sit down together, think about things such as, are you on the right path still? Have you been sabotaging your vision? Have you been working together in alignment with your vision? And that can be a really good guide to decide on where you are in your relationship, and that can guide everything else that can start to fall into place around it. So if you'd like my help to help set your relationship vision, that's actually one of the first things that I talk about in my 4 Seasons relationship course for couples. My 4 Seasons relationship course is based on the 4 seasons of spring, summer, autumn and winter. And so correlating with the different properties that all the different seasons have, for example, in spring you might have new beginnings, you might have fertility and growth and transformation. So that's where you would then plant your relationship vision, and that's where I start on my 4 Seasons relationship course for couples. It's the most amazing course. It's completely free of charge at the moment. I will start charging for this soon, but at the moment it's completely free to you. If you come to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com, that's KRYSTAL Woodbridge.com, where you can download my 4 Seasons relationship course for couples, absolutely free. So it's a 4-week intensive couples course where you start with the season of spring 1 week and you go through a series of guided exercises to help you and your partner create your relationship vision. Then you move into summer, and during summer you start to enjoy the abundance of having planted that relationship vision, and it's how to tend to that relationship vision and how to make sure that you're being creative in your relationship to bring that to light and fruition. Autumn is all about how you collaborate together so that you can harvest the bounty that creating and planting that relationship vision and tending to it during the summer can actually bring that yield in for you. And then winter is all about reflecting on your relationship, bedding down, nesting down together, and actually thinking about what's working well, what's not working quite so well, and thinking about how you can use your relationship strengths, the things that are right with the relationship, to fix the things that are wrong with the relationship. Now this course takes place over 4 weeks. It doesn't have to take place during spring, summer, autumn or winter. You can do the course whenever you want to. You can start that whenever you want to, but it's part of an ongoing cycle. So once you complete the course, you go straight back to the beginning again, and if you want to, you can then revisit that relationship vision and decide if you're still working towards the same things, or might you want to change the vision. Because actually working on your relationship is an ongoing, lifelong process. It's like, as I said, having a lifelong journey through nature, through the wilderness, and it's something you embark on together. And sometimes you need guidance along that journey. Sometimes you need a guide, someone to point you in the right direction. That's where I come in as your nature-inspired relationship coach. I just love to be on that journey with you, to help guide you, to help you you know, to help be that beacon, I guess, to help you realise the vision that you have for your relationship. It's something that requires daily attention. I'm so excited to share this with you. Come along to my website, www.crystalwoodbridge.com, download my 4 Seasons relationship course for couples, and just remember, always tend to your relationship as though it were a beautiful garden so you can watch it thrive and watch it grow. Take care for now. Bye.